Label.
Like over here.
Label. Okay.
We got.
Yes. Do we have any guests? Any guests or new members? We do have one guest.
Yeah.
Second.
And you
Are
are?
you a member? Then you're a guest.
And you
Can
are?
you stand up on the table and state your greatest contact around the world?
Your grandfather.
Yes. I'm Zoe and I'm the granddaughter and daughter of these two nerds over here.
Oh,
Very good. Very good. Do we have any other guests?
Right here, my wife.
Yes,
Becky, Katie, 7M2F.
Okay. Oh, you got a call.
That's your call.
Beautiful.
Very good.
Beautiful. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic and go ahead and introduce yourself.
KK7UQF, Leo Kimberly.
KG7RAK, Russell Gooding.
Yeah, AS6QV, Twin Falls.
Nobody wants to hear from you.
Barry. I'm Stan, K7NCF, Hollister. Whiskey 7 Alpha Zulu, Bill, Twin Falls. This is Paul, KK7WLG, Kimberly.
Kelly, KD7RFT, Jerome. My wife, Becky, KD7FUF.
Oscar, K7KOA, Jerome.
Greg, KD6WLG, Twin Falls.
You didn't get them checked? Okay.
Andy, W5AND, Twin Falls.
Spencer Stacy, KJ7 AVA.
Paul, KK7UQA, Buell, Idaho.
Rich, KK7 Whiskey. Yeah, but I can't remember what it is.
Welcome to the water.
RPW, you know.
Gene.
KH3JK.
Oh, and it broke it.
Oh, okay.
Got push the button again.
Turn it on.
Turn the button again.
Need a
Hold it for a couple seconds. It'll come on. There you go.
need an AV monitor.
Let's do the Victor X-ray from Filer.
Is that what we're doing? I want that on this.
K7BIN RD in Filer.
KK7UQC, Andy Filer.
Oh, what's your name?
I'm Matthew Carter, electrical engineer, all around nerd.
Meshtastic or ham radio? Meshtastic or ham radio?
KK7SQ, Mike, Jerome County.
Zoe yet to have a call sign.
Kelly, K7SU, Curry.
Gordon, AA7TQ, Twin Falls.
Hey, and I'm Bob, K6UDA, your host for this evening. And I'm from Curry also. Let's see. Pass the mic, member introductions. Introductions of board members. I'm not gonna pass the mic. There's a few of you guys around. Guys want to start? Start up here.
Board members.
Oh, well, we could start. Yeah, Spencer, just stand up. Introduce yourself. What do you do?
Stacy, Vice President.
Okay. Treasurer's not here. He's on vacation, spending our money. Who else?
A good time.
Gene,
Hey,
you're in.
You know, K3JKP Secretary. Today I'm the treasurer.
Okay.
Everybody's done?
RD.
The back. Oh, you can do. Give me the back.
I'll use it and give it back. Remember at large. Yeah, he's on the board.
Are you on the board?
Yeah.
All right, I guess that's it. Do we have any other board members?
Just Paul.
Just Paul. Okay. Call for old business. Okay, do we have any old business to bring up? Anybody have any new business they want to bring up? Did you have something you wanted to?
Yeah, I have a question that I would like to ask the people who are going to the dinner. It happens to be on the same day as my dad's birthday. And he's gonna be 99, and some of you know him from the brunches. Yeah. So I was just wondering if everybody would sing him happy birthday, because he's turning 99.
100%.
Yep.
Well, we'll see.
If nobody else will, I'll do it. It'll probably kill him, but
And I'm gonna
Okay.
make a sheet cake. Doesn't have anything to do with the dessert for the dinner. You'll have your dessert for your dinner. Everybody can take home some sheet cake if you want to eat it there. You might want to leave it on our table. Thank you.
beautiful.
You bet.
Let's see. Any other new business?
I moved in to Arrowhead a couple of months ago, and I thought, wow, a handful of houses down from me. So I went and pounded on the doors on my response. And a few weeks later, I bumped into his daughter, discovered I could become a silent feed. She contacted me a couple of days ago and said, we're having an equipment sale on May the 30th. So I wandered around, I stuck some flyers on the table. If you're into VHF and are thinking of moving into HF, it'll be a good sale to go to. I went to go to check. 7 ICOM 780 starter radio, a ICOM 7300 tuners and all kinds of stuff that one collects over 50 years of ham radio. Power and antenna? No, he's got a vertical there. Trap loaded vertical. But anyway,
Okay.
yes, I saw.
Cool. Thanks. Any other new business? Going once, going twice. Sold. Announcements. Tuesday night net, round table. Tuesdays, 1900 hours on 146.76. And I don't do it very often, so I don't know much about it. Terry, you want to say anything about it?
Not necessarily, just
Okay.
show up.
Okay. Terry, you wanted to say something about
Just real quick, for those that plan to go to dinner, we're gonna be seating about 6 o'clock, so anytime between 6 and 7 arrive. And dinner starts at 7. It's gonna be a buffet. And but when you go up, like if you ordered salmon, when you go up, just say salmon. So don't say steak if you ordered salmon. Usually they cook a little bit more, and when it's all done, if you want to go back up for seconds, you can. We'll be having drawings there for the big drawing, and which is $350. It's $350? $300 for HRO, and then $100 for HROs. And this year we have women's table, where my wife and Bob's wife went out and bought some really neat stuff for the ladies, and they'll be set up there. I think there's about 10 things that they can buy tickets for, and so that'll be, and they're really nice things. So that would be a fun thing to do. This Friday, wear tuxedos and formal dresses and stuff, or just a t-shirt, whatever.
Wear
So-
shoes.
Wear shoes, yeah. Wear your deodorant for that.
No
Yeah.
shoes, no shirt, no service.
Yeah. So anyway, it'll be fun. And don't forget, it's at the barn, and everybody know where the barn is, up
Yeah.
95. And so go out there, and it'll be fun. So hope to see you there.
Okay, thanks, Terry. Okay, before we get into the presentation, I am looking for people to do presentations. If you've got some part of the ham radio hobby, Meshtastic, or whatever, that you have any kind of expertise. Expertise means, what was that? Um, anybody, if you have any kind of, expertise or passion about your little slice of the hobby, whether it's D-Star, you're doing D-Star heavy, so. I'm sure other people would like to know.
I can tell you about some of it, but I have to bring your computer. Yeah. Because I can't get that under that.
Bring a computer with you, or
Yeah.
send a presentation.
Is there a D-Star repeater around here? Yes, sir, in Jerome. Okay, yours? No, it's my gamer. Okay.
And I can't hit it.
You should be able to hit it. We went out to your house and we're playing around out there on 1-1.
Every time I try to hit it, I get nothing.
Well, maybe it's because you're down at the hill.
Could be.
Up on the hill and you could get it.
Yeah. Let's see. Also, I'm also looking to start a new mini presentation before the main presentation. Some little technical thing. I'm calling it a Tech 10. Technical subject, 10, no more than 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes. I did one time. I brought in a little tool I made to put coax together out of a piece of PVC pipe. Just stupid little stuff like that we could share, tips and tricks that we could share with the crowd. And I will be calling people if I don't get volunteers. Anyway, that brings us to tonight. Tonight's presentation is by Bob, K6UDA. It's not good. Let me.
Did you set that up here?
Maybe on the.
Hang on, all right. So first part of this, we're talking, on Saturday nights or Saturday mornings, actually, I do a net called the Southern Idaho Preparedness Net. It's a prepper kind of a thing, but it's really geared toward the Magic Valley and building a shared community of people that can that we could help supply each other if things got really, really bad, or any kind of an emergency that would happen here, that we could set up a quick little net, get news and information if other sources are down. Giving situation reports if we had a major earthquake, a fire, I don't know, a tornado, a big natural disaster that affected us here. Do I need this, or can you guys hear me?
Well, you need.
Oh, I need it for that. Yes. Okay. Forgive me.
So what time is your net on Saturday?
The net starts on Saturday mornings at 9 o'clock.
Frequency?
The frequency, there's 3 repeaters that carry it. There's my repeater 444-500 on digital. That's on YSF and Wires X. There is 442.000, and you could get in on that one on an analog radio or on Echolink or All-Star on that one. And then Lance has one of his repeaters, 443-750 is on, and they're all hooked up together. So you could get in, you could check in, and it's basically a check-in net with news and information provided in the net. We do what I call a sit rep right now. It's news stories that I find kind of interesting, but we've got guys from all over the country that check in. And like when they had the fires going on in California, there's a guy out in California who would call in, and he was overlooking all that stuff. And he would stand out on his porch and say, okay, there's fires racing down toward the ocean. And and then he was updating us on the non-rebuilding in California. But we've got people in Arkansas, and where's that Pamela from? From somewhere, Tennessee. And when they had the big floods in Tennessee, she was updating everybody on how long it was taking FEMA to get there, and disaster relief, and how they were using ham radio to provide themselves news and information about what was going on. That's the idea of the SIPNet on Saturdays. Anyway,
But then it goes to YouTube.
and then after we get done with all that part, we do a discussion, kind of like on the Tuesday net, where they have a discussion period, but we do that on YouTube on a live stream. And it's more like a straight live stream, but we'll do some kind of a preparedness topic. This last week we did one on the realities of the hantavirus, and there was 3 people who died on a ship last week, and so we talked about that. We broke down truth versus fiction, and all the preparedness things that go along with it if you're trying to prepare for something like that. That live stream had 5,500 people on it. I mean, that thing went big.
How would you find that on YouTube? What would be the title?
So to find that on YouTube, you type in Idaho Preparedness Channel, and that's one of my channels. And so it's real easy, and then you just find it. This is something that I have been kind of working on, and Paul, you and I will talk, but I am trying to bring emergency comms into the 21st century, and using the tools that we have available now, not just the old Aries model where we set up a wing link station and a half a dozen guys with handhelds, and we wait for the county or we wait for some served agency to call us. We're kind of moving this along, and so this the problem that we're solving. We are talking right now to licensed operators, Aries members, and people who already understand the fundamentals of emergency communications. And I go in and I talk about how when the power goes out, cell phones go down, and all that good stuff, and the infrastructure starts to break down. Well, where do we live? Most of us live in some kind of a neighborhood, and most of our neighbors are not hams. They might have an FRS radio at home. They might have a GMRS radio at home. And a lot more people are now starting to get into mesh-tastic. And what's new? No, 2 fingers. 2 fingers. And pull down. You got to use 2 fingers. And that 2 fingers.
Okay.
And that'll do it. All right, so we'll go up to here. So I'm kind of trying to redesign the whole Aries model and bring it up into the 21st century. I've got like a tier 1, the neighborhood and street level. We've got people in the neighborhood who have eyes on a situation, whether it's a fire, a flood, an earthquake, a volcano, and they're seeing things, but most of them are unlicensed. 90, let's say 99% are unlicensed. So using things like FRS radios, CB, MERS, Mesh-tastic these people can get on and this is a long-term kind of a thing. You got to be able to bring your neighbors into this world, but they can get on. We become tier 2. We are the ham radio guy that has UHF, VHF, HF capabilities. And we could take that information from these people. And then we could log it, we could verify it, do whatever needs to get done. And then you guys saw those other tools, and we'll talk about the other tools in a minute. But using tools like that, we can then send out a very succinct sit rep over the air that over UHF, VHF, or HF that can get out of an affected area. And if the internet is still available, it'll also go out over the internet as it's going out over the air. So it has a maximum reach. Excuse me. So we are the guys who take the level 1 CB stuff, and we're going to translate it into digital, because most of Aries stuff is done on a digital level. It's done through WinLink, and I'm just proposing that WinLink is not situational. WinLink it's an email. Does everybody know what WinLink is? WinLink it's a program that translates information sent over ham radio to email. And so you're basically sending an email over ham radio, and then it hits another node, and it might go out over the internet and get to a recipient. Well, this structure that I'm talking about can get out to 500 people at the same time, and it can update people right outside of an affected area. It can update people way outside the area with immediate situational stuff. There is a fire, coming up the canyon, whatever it is. I use fire because where I came from, wildfire was a major concern, and we had them every year. And then we take that, traffic gets aggregated, verified, formatted as a sit rep. We'll talk about what the sit rep actually is. And then tier 3 at the regional and national HF level, we're using JS8 call. Is everybody familiar with FT8? Some. FT8 is a digital mode we do over HF. We can do it over UHF. It doesn't care. It doesn't know. But JS8 call is a conversational form of FT8. We put that, it does store and forward. So if you get a JS8 call message and you're away from your station and you come back 5 hours later, you didn't miss the traffic. Traffic is sitting there on your computer waiting for you, and it came in over ham radio. So anyway, that can interface with WinLink. It can interface with DRATs on D-Star. Okay. I have a DRAT in my front yard. We could pass the traffic to and from an EOC, any other served agencies, and run Aries the way that we've always run Aries, but the Aries net control can now reach downstream instead of everything going upstream. Aries can now reach downstream at the neighborhood level where we know exactly what's happening right now. So if we've got a care home, say on my street, and we need to get 5 Alzheimer's patients evacuated, and nobody's, and resources are spread thin, we could get that information out at the neighborhood level, where I could be a level 2 operator. I could send that request up the pipeline, and maybe it has to hit Ken. And then Ken's outside the immediate affected area, and then he could forward that right up to Paul, who's in charge of the EOC, or he's in charge of the Aries component of the EOC. And then Paul can get the message, hey, I've got 5 Alzheimer's patients who need to get evacuated from this location. They couldn't get through on 911. Maybe 911's down. Anyway, let's all right. So here's the flow. Here's the flow of information. We're going to go from the unlicensed neighbor who calls me on an FRS radio and says, this road is flooded, 5th and Main. I need 3 people to get evacuated. The local ham control operator receives that, let's just say on Meshtastic. So it starts out on the whole digital front. And we now have in Meshtastic, we've got a written record right there of what happened, what's going on, and we can take that information and we could format that into CommStat and send that out. And then the next guy up there, or 3 other guys, can be monitoring, and they could see it, and they go, oh crap, we got bad stuff happening over here that I didn't know about. Let me forward that up, and or call 911 and get the ball rolling. So that control op transmits that sit rep over say a local UHF repeater, and they can or that control op who is in that neighborhood, he could get on a local repeater and say, hey, I have an emergency here. I need people to start monitoring CommStat and JS8 calls. And we could just do that and get it going. We don't need to be activated by anybody. We're doing it. Protocols at each tier. I don't know how much of this. So yeah, we'll just keep going up. So like you can see here, Meshtastic, no license. FRS, no license. GMRS, you got to have GMRS license. And I don't know how many people actually do. CB, MERS, and those are all unlicensed. And then I'm going to really suggest that a control operator who plans to do this has a scanner so they could keep track of law and fire and EMS and know where they're going, where those resources are, so they can then transmit information back downstream to people to say, hey, fire's en route. They're going to be 10 minutes away because of whatever. Or they could say there's no resources available at this time, or they don't have to say anything, and they could just forward that message on up and let the EOC deal with it. Then we get into all the license stuff: UHF, VHF, voice, WinLink, DRATs, APRS can come in very, very handy in this model, because somebody can transmit something with their coordinates. You can look on a map right now, see exactly where they're at. JS8 call, it's conversational HF. So if we have a big enough event, it can now go nationwide. It can get out of the area. We can use that to send health and welfare messages. So people want to, they want to let their loved ones know in, back east or in Texas or wherever that they're okay. We could send those messages via this and get them into the Aries pipeline, into that standard Aries pipeline. Let's just get into, because it's 7:30. Yeah, we'll just take a quick look at all this. I'm gonna put this up. I'll put this up somewhere and let you guys know where it's at, so you could take a look at it. I've spent a little bit of time putting this together. So, and yeah. So anyway, we are the tier 2 bridge. We are the guys who I would love to see us get trained and become a team so we could take this kind of stuff on, and you could do it from your own house. You don't have to jump in the car and go to an EOC. You could do this right from your house, and you become kind of the guy on the ground in a neighborhood, or not. Not everybody has to be activated or do this in any type of an emergency. Let's go over here. I wanted to show you guys real quick. This over here is JS8 call. And this is live right now, and it's hooked up. Maybe. It is hooked up to my 705. I have this really crappy HF antenna on there that isn't really doing anything. And there's my pizza alarm going off. I know. Don't care. Yes.
Okay, we used to have an emergency deal in Jerome. Mike had me download the same E9fog.
What is it?
E9fog. You get it on your phone. Okay, it's federal. It's okay. You got the phonetics, you got ham radio, you got satellite services.
Okay.
And things on here. Used to have ham radio on here. What the hell happened here? They changed things again.
Here, grab the mic to talk about it.
Okay, E9fog is an app that you can find on the App Store or it's free. It has different ways in the government that will be using if there's an emergency. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is the how to use the National Interoperability Field Operations Guide. Okay, FCC rules and regulations. It has all that in it. Okay, right here. See,
If you could send me a link, I'll put it out.
Okay.
I'll put it out to the club. Just send it to me on an email.
Okay, well, it's easier to just show you how to do it.
Well,
It's called E9fog.
Yeah, but you can't show everybody here.
Yeah, but okay, you're right. It's a small E, large N, large I, FOG. E9fog. You go to the your whatever you get your apps, and you can download it to your phone. It's free, and Mike and I had it using it because when he was the assistant emergency coordinator for it has U.S. Canadian frequency coordination lines. Okay, and then how you operate and how you use the satellites and let's see, that's West America.
Okay. We're gonna run out of time here. I'm gonna run through this program.
Yeah.
But anyways, I thought I'd show that to everybody.
Cool, thank you. Paul, you're the man. What do you think? Hey, am I off?
No, I'm.
Am I way off base?
There's actually, speaking about drone, there's these things happening with drone. Here in a couple of weeks, I'll be meeting with the drone, emergency planning office, because drone is now gonna have an areas, a full area program.
Or did they
We're
start
gonna have
that?
we're gonna probably have a joint cooperation with Twin Falls and drone can.
Well, we lost
Right.
that when Doug McFall left as sheriff.
Yeah, we got a new coordinator for the county, and she's on board, and so's the sheriff, so.
What happened to Tanya? Tanya's STI.
I don't know what happened to, him, but we got some new people in charge.
Oh, there's,
Let us take shower.
yeah, I'm not online.
Okay.
We're
Well,
offline
Yeah, that's how we get
for
the
whatever reason.
6.6 machine on, over there where the old, where we were gonna have. I don't know what Doug was gonna do with that, but he changed it.
Okay.
He left, so.
Well, let me get through this and then we can hash this around a little bit if we want. This is JS8 call. Anybody, it's free. If you've got an HF machine, you could download it, configure it. Like I said, I got a USB cable connecting that to that computer, and JS8 call is live on 40 meters right now. And my crappy little transistor radio antenna is not dragging in anything. Because you would see messages coming in, and there would be messages coming in. On the other side of the screen is CommStat, and let me see. Can I sit here and
absolutely.
and then this is called CommStat. Put my glasses on so I can see exactly what I'm doing. This is another freebie. It doesn't. This takes about a half an hour to configure this. You've got to go in through a command line prompt. It's not like a regular program where you hit install and it installs. And I don't know why they did that. But anyway, this sends these green things up here. These are all they mean that's a sit rep, and that means that everything is normal in all these different things on the map, their power grid, their water, their medical, their communications, their travel, their internet, fuel, food, crime, civil or political. And any of those can be any color. And you'll see a couple of these are yellow or black, or I mean gray if they don't know. And there's no reds in here that I'm seeing. And this is populated up, and really shut up. I'm gonna die any minute. Just gonna keel over and die. So here's one that is all gray. And that is, well, basically it's an announcement, but we could just click on that and it pulls up a whole nother deal, and it shows it was done on 7.090, and the API lookup is not working right now. That would show the guys, that would, if I was on the internet for whatever reason, I'm on my phone. I'm doing it to my phone and it's not pulling the internet in. So I'm sorry about that. So part of this is not working. You could send messages with this. I'll just go through it. You send a status report, and we're going to do one over 40 meters. We're going to go to the 705, and it populates right up there, 7.110, because that's the frequency that we're on. It's set up for maximum reach. We could set it up for limited reach. We'll set it up for maximum reach. From K6UDA, I need this to go to SIPNet, at SIPNet. And let's say everything is green, except let's say fuel. Fuel is red because man, it's $6 a gallon for diesel. So now I want to transmit this. And oh, I have been idle for more than 60 minutes. So now let's just make sure. And are you working? So we'll do that. Well, okay. So now you could see that would have gone out. That would have gone out and had I had some internet in here. All my it populates from QRZ. So you know who's sending a message. It's got all their QRZ stuff in there. It's received via JS8 call. And you can see here on the map, there's little old Twin Falls. And lost it because nasty old internet again. So anyway, we've got all that. In here, I could have put what are called brevity codes, which would bring you into another screen. And now you can explain in the brevity exactly where this happened, even if it's not in your area, but exactly where it happened, exactly what is going on right now. And it doesn't take up any of the screen real estate on all the important stuff. So we'll cancel that. We'll close this. I could forward that. I could send a message. I could send a group message I could send it out over my 705. And I could send it, and it goes out to a group. And these are the groups that I have configured. SIPNet, that's mine. So I can hit transmit. Doesn't matter. Hit transmit. And now you'll see over there on the left-hand side of the screen, it's transmitting right now over the radio. And it's probably going to die from SWR. But anyway, so that would then go out, and everybody looking at this would be able to see it, and they'd be able to pull this up. They could pull it up from here on their CommStat, and they could go, oh, what's going on here? And I could explain it in there if it was real. I can actually go here to the message bar, and then you could reply to somebody from here. Shut up. You could hit a message, you could close that, you could reply and quote the message, a lot like email, a lot like that. That would go out if there is internet available. It'll go out over the internet and the radio if you tell it to, or it'll go out over the radio. You could send the group message. You could send an alert, which over here there's an alert. AIB. That's somebody's putting their net up, and they're saying when and where they're gonna check in. But that could be flooding on flooding downtown Twin Falls, or a fire, or a traffic alert. Even got a bad accident. You can go in here and you could say, oh, let's look at the map. These are all of the nodes that have checked in and sent sit reps since I turned this thing on tonight. So all these, and I could click over here on any one of them, and it'll pull up their thing and their call sign, and it won't look them up. But on the map, you could see where they're located. You see this one here in red. So we're looking, wow, red is something's going on. So we pull that one up, and because it's me, it knows, and it pulls that up. If I had typed something in there, it would have come up. Other quick tools that this has, it has ban, oh, can't open ban conditions because I can't get on the freaking internet. Solar flux, a world map, QRZ, grid finder. So what happened? Went away.
Yeah, it did.
It starts you back.
Join the internet loss.
Yeah. So the group, I don't care. Ignore. You could do your filtering, so you could send it to all groups, any one group that you want to send it to. So if it's something local and you want to keep this at a local level, you could keep it, let's say, at SIPNet or TFNet or whatever we want to call it. There's QRZ. You could type in a call sign. If we had the internet, we could. There's a help thing. They've got a Telegram community, and that's about it. It's pretty simple, but it's really powerful. And what I'm trying to do is integrate this into my Saturday morning nets right now. So we could get check-ins locally, we could get check-ins from around the country, and we do get check-ins from around the country on SIPNet. And when you look up here, you see SIPNet up there, you see Amron, Magnet. Well, if I'm looking for check-ins on SIPNet, I could filter that. I could filter all the others out. So, and only look at the stuff that I want to see. I just wanted to kind of show it off, and it's free, and it's pretty cool if you're into that type of a deal. Anybody have any questions? Comments?
Is there any verification of this stuff people are posting?
Not at this level. I mean, if somebody posts something that's going on, well, okay, EMCOMM 3 yellow alert due to something that's going on in Iran, and we could actually pull that up and see. Gotta put these back on.
Curious about how there's no oversight, nobody's.
Well, there's no oversight in ham radio really either. So, you know, you gotta trust. At some point, you gotta kind of trust the people that you're, you know.
The earlier programs you were showing us, so apps, there was some verifications involved.
What do you mean?
Well, earlier in your presentation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, everything's got to be vetted, and somebody has to do the vetting. That's where that level 2 operator is going to vet this information. Is it real? You know, and if it's coming from that neighborhood level, it's fairly easy. Maybe you got a half a dozen people who are making these reports to you, you know, and generally it's going to be something like, hey, you know, there's smoke filling up my yard, and I've got somebody elderly that needs to get evacuated. Maybe they live alone, and we need somebody to go check on Uncle Dave and see if he's okay.
Sounds like a great idea. There be times when we really might need it.
You know what? All this stuff is for when crap really hits the fan, and other things. 911 doesn't work. AT&T FirstNet, they have they have hoodwinked emergency coordinators and police departments into buying in to them and being the end all be all. They say it can't fail. Well, we watched it fail in a thing called the Paradise Fire about 7 years ago, and 87 people died because AT&T FirstNet failed in the first 2 hours. So
Sometimes I wonder if we're not trying to overcomplicate things with all this digital stuff on our computers, when we could essentially do pretty much the same thing by just picking up a microphone.
you can pick up the microphone. The problem with picking up the microphone is if something's going on and you pick up the microphone and I went to the bathroom, I don't get that traffic and it's gone forever. In this case, you could type something in very quickly into your computer, goes out over the radio, and if there's still an internet, it goes out over the internet, or it might come back through the internet somehow. And when I get back from the bathroom or I come in 2 hours later, I got a message sitting there that says, hey, we had this thing go on. If I come back 10 minutes later, it's not lost. It's there forever. It's documented. Whether it's true or not, whether it's true or not, doesn't matter. It's documented. We know who sent it. And if it's malicious, then then we got another thing to deal with. But we know who sent it. We know where it came from. We know what it is, and it's there. And it's there throughout the entire incident. Makes it very easy to log things. I'm not saying voice is not important, but I would use, under this kind of model, we can use voice more for tactical communications rather than situational communications.
This would be more like a passive.
Passive communication.
It is, but this can be, this is real time.
Yeah. But you don't have to be there.
You don't have to be sitting right there at your workstation to get this. If you walk away, if you're eating lunch and you're not in that, wow, I gotta make sure that my house isn't gonna catch fire. Then you can come back, look at your screen, tell if there's messages that you need to maybe take a look at or act on. Really. Anybody else? Questions, comments?
Bob. Yeah. I was just wondering, for a potential future topic, who has a 3D printer at home? There's your phone.
Oh, wow.
Who would be interested in a presentation about 3D printing? Okay. What brand? Sammy. What?
Yeah, I've never seen one in real life.
That's one thing we need to remember on presentations, is that you can be barely connected to ham radio and it would still be interesting to us. It doesn't have to always be about radio and wireless communication. So I think 3D printers would be great. Yeah.
I do too.
Now, there's all kinds of ham goodies. Print.
Oh yeah, tons. I've seen
Coil forms and everything.
I've seen all kinds of things.
Identical knobs of old vintage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I would love for Malice to come in and talk about mesh and where it's going and what we can do with it. He's working on some stuff right now in the EMCOMM world on mesh tasking that are just like, wow, I didn't know you could do this. It's very, very cool stuff. I'd love to hear about that.
Oh, field day.
Field day,
Sign up.
not here today, but I would love to, because I wasn't prepared. I didn't prepare.
First time.
I have been like extremely busy. I'm sorry I dropped the ball. We're gonna have a quick little meeting or maybe we'll do it on a Thursday. Maybe I'll just announce it and you show up for lunch on Thursday. And then after lunch, we'll just kind of have a quick little field day get together planning session. Does anybody have any ideas that they think would be fun, interesting, or make field day a better thing for us?
I wanna build the dipole.
You're on. And we're gonna do that Friday.
No, I was thinking Saturday
We're gonna
morning,
do it on Saturday morning.
about 11 o'clock maybe.
Okay. You think it'll only take an hour?
I don't know.
Okay.
No, it'll probably take more than an hour.
Okay. Yeah, because we start at noon.
I have a sled kite, so I think it could be cool.
What is a sled kite?
It's a payload carrying kite.
So what?
Use and fit and fly up in the air.
Depends on the list.
Oh.
That could be fun.
160-meter end fed in the sky.
Oh, we'll have to see.
The nice
Oh.
thing,
I'll bring it.
you can always count on the wind around here. It's
Yeah.
just that
Yeah.
Sometimes it might be too fast.
What might be fun too is to build a balloon package again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did the balloons with the scouts.
Yeah.
Quite a while ago, so we.
See, I think that would be fun. I've never done it.
That was
So that would be cool for me to see at least.
We want
That
stuff
sounds
we can
great.
build.
I love these ideas.
Yeah.
Please, guys, these ideas, email them to me. I'll put them on the list and then we're gonna go through. Right now, everything is on the table. We can do anything we want for field day. We kind of have a format, but I don't care. We'll break the whole thing apart if we want to. I am a disruptor. Paul, you got any Aries things? Paul, you got any Aries things?
What I'm gonna say, we need to get together and chat, but, the only thing I'm gonna say is you bring up some interesting things I wanna get together with you and talk about. And, that next Monday, there's gonna be an Aries announcement, so you guys make sure to attend the net on Tuesday night, there's gonna be an announcement. And there'll also be an email the same day, but just stay tuned.
Shut up.
Cause there's gonna be another training activity coming up here very soon.
Cool. Anybody else have anything?